In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to elevate the trust and rapport that you have using stories. So, right now, in marketing, there's a lot of competition. There's a message out there that entertains, gets the point across, and is memorable. And so, let's talk about that in more detail. Now, you've probably recognized this guy right here, right? Rocky, right? Now, Rocky wasn't a movie about a boxer just going around beating people. What made Rocky memorable was the fact that they told a compelling story. So, memorable, if you want to be memorable, you're not just telling a bunch of information, you're not just putting a bunch of ads out there trying to sell things all the time, but you're telling a story because throughout history, whether it's passing down information through generations or sharing the message of our religion, it's been told through stories. It's how people learn. So it's memorable. Now, another valuable thing about stories, it's relatable too. So we can relate to the characters in the story. We relate to somebody who's going through a struggle. And when we really buy into their character and their story and their transformation, it really has that tie into emotion. And when we feel something, that's when we start making change. We don't make decisions rationally, emotions make our decisions. So, those are just three reasons that stories are popular for using to build trust and rapport. Now, have you ever heard this saying, facts tell, stories sell? I've heard it and thought maybe someone wrote a book on it. And apparently, not just one person wrote a book on it, it's been wrote in books many times. This is a common theme. Even marketing legend Seth Godin had a book talking about marketers that use stories to be really effective getting their message out there. Because when you think about it, if you're just telling the information, if you're just telling the information, for example, just saying if you're talking about maybe a CPA that's trying to market their business, they're trying to market the firm, and they're just telling people, here's what I do. Here's my job description. Here's all the things that I do. Now you probably can't read this, and that's okay because you don't want to. Because why? It's boring. Nobody wants to hear all the facts and information. And I see this constantly where business owners, and especially in the technical industries, spend a lot of time sharing the factual information. They get into the jargon, the industry lingo, and it goes right over the heads of most people. They don't even understand what's going on. So instead, we'd want to tell stories that sell. And we could tell stories that are personal, right? We could tell stories that are personal, or you could tell stories of transformation. I'll give you some examples. Now, if you haven't done so already, I appreciate if you'd like and subscribe. Looking to build my brand to help others amplify their business, and that requires having an audience that likes and subscribes. So if you could do that, that would be great and help me better serve my mission. And if you see this guy in green, that is not the Hulk. That is me playing a bass guitar. It's been a while since I've been on that stage, but yes, I was first passion in my life was playing music, and I really loved connecting with the crowd. I really loved entertaining and being creative, providing value. And through time, I had to put the bass down. And I started to become an entrepreneur and learning more about marketing and branding. Here you see this little luncheon facilitating early in my career. And through that time, I continued to devote myself to learn so I could put on bigger and better events. And now I'm sharing that message online with my new digital audience. And I'm really inspired and moved by my family. I'm moved to help the entrepreneur that has a passion Bring that passion into existence, take it to the next level, help them use their unique gifts, follow their true passion, and serve a higher purpose. So that's just a little back story of my background and an example of something that you could tell that shows a little bit of personality, lets people know a little bit about you and your journey. You can also do that with your business. Or you can talk about the transformation that you've provided to some of your customers and clients. For example, I had worked with Gina, who had been in business in the accounting world for 20 years. And she was really excited one day when her boss told her that she could actually buy the business. And this was at first awesome for Gina because she had worked so long in her business that she was excited that she could finally buy the business. But then the reality came in that she had to run the business and pay for the business. And the challenge was she started to get overwhelmed because she had very little time and she ended up starting competing on price and was just stressed out. So much so that she started having health problems and relationship problems with her husband. And this caused her a lot of pain and anxiety and made her second guess herself. And she really didn't know what to do. Now, luckily, she found a guide to work with her, and together we refined her ideal customer. So she really got dialed in on who her ideal customer was. And then she pivoted and refined her flagship offer so that she was aiming to increase the value that she provided, increasing the lifetime value of a customer. And what that did for her is she was able to increase the number of transactions from her customer and the average dollar of transaction per customer. And what this was able to create for her is it saved her huge amounts of time, was way more profitable, but more importantly, she was able to enjoy her life again because now she wasn't competing on price. She was following a plan, an altered plan than what she had initially thought. But the joy and relief from getting out of that hot water and the confidence from being able to have that plan was really powerful. So you could probably see her review on my online profile, 5 stars. Very proud of my record there. But that's again an example of telling a story, telling a story in such a way that people know, hey, I see the value that you provide. You've helped provide that transformation. So telling stories, we're not telling fables for the sake of telling fables. We're telling things that are personal, sharing a bit about your background, uh, giving some personality to it, maybe talking about your business, people in your business, your process, things that you've been through. Maybe you're talking about the transformation that you've provided for a client or a customer. Or maybe it's more like a Seinfeld story. It's just a general story about life, experiences that you've had, and relating it back to some sort of meeting that's relevant to your business or brand. And maybe you're just entertaining, making something funny, making people think, or putting out an opinion that gets attention. But you could tell stories so that you are memorable, so that you're relatable, so that you really drive emotion and differentiate yourself from other businesses out there who may offer a similar thing. So stories are great and you could share them. And if you have a story that you've thought was great and want to share it, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to share. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next episode. To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.